What came out of the discussion, and also has to do with this garden, is that if you want to regain a public space as a communal space and not as a commercial space or as an infrastructure space, you have to maybe start small, because you cannot win, you cannot start it in a big way. You cannot say, like, okay, let's behave all different and act normal. I mean, that doesn't work. So what is happening, if you would start that off by starting small inner spaces with small communities, not communities, but with a small amount of people that can start somehow restart this interaction with each other. That's happening in this garden. So by closing it off, you make, of course it has to be closed off, because by closing it off you make a certain amount of people responsible for that space. It's not the solution, but it's the beginning to kind of re-socialize that area.
Yeah, the gangs were fighting one another, and then this neighborhood was really bad in the news. So a lot of complaints, and people were talking about the Tarweg. Then we had a issue of raping. Some guys, they raped a girl, and that was in the news, and it was all over the news. So that's where we decided as a church to do something about it, to stand up, and we organized the march. And that march hit national news.
Maakten we dan en dan bonden we dan elkaar en dan gingen we varen. Ja. En dan viel af en toe natuurlijk het water. Er liepen ook koeien hier wel rond. En ik was daar een keer aan het vissen, kwam er een koe, die duwde me zo van achteren het water in. En ik wist niet hoe gauw ik weg moest komen. But you don't understand that because I told you in Dutch.
Nu is het iets gevaarlijker geworden. En je ziet niet zoveel mensen, maar het is echt...
Veiliger geworden?
Ja. Maar je ziet niet zoveel mensen.
Together with people from Stichting Bad, but also with the people here in this neighborhood, when we wrote the proposal about how to work together and how the money would be spent, we said to the politicians that if we can demonstrate how to build a community, then once we've achieved that, we can then export that experience to other communities. But we're still learning how to be a community. We haven't reached that stage yet.
Is to create more and more collective inner gardens in each block somehow, to recreate networking, to re-establish a social interaction with the neighbors, so that they kind of, you know, feel less anonymous.
The families who live in this community, who have children, know that the children can play here and are safe, because there is a fence all the way around.
Between the street and the garden was a big bicycle storage space. So it was like a third space in between the inner court and the street. And somehow we recreated that space to keep this distance from the inner court and the street, so that it would be like, you know, there would be a little bit distance between it, so it would keep this kind of intimacy in the middle of it. If it would be connected straight to the street, it would be very different, because then the you know, the relationship between people outside and inside would be very, very hard. It's like, hi, I'm on this side of the fence, you're not. Yeah? Or when now you cannot even see it too much, because there's another space in between.
When people come into this community, that it's not totally free. We have some control over who comes in and who doesn't come in.
that was very heavy because you are not allowed to use your motor.
In 1995 wonen er, het is een gemeentestraat, alle culturen wonen erin. De laatste echt Nederlandse afkomstige bewoner, dat is mijn bovenbuurman. En die is overleden. En we hebben dus in de straat, in deze straat, geen één echte, geen één. Geen één.
Interessant voor jou is, want het is ook een beetje voor de...
Amica figlia.
Te?
geweest. Hij had net iets gezien gezet worden. Nee, niet is het ook nee. Het is naar Amsterdam. Dat is voor 2 weken. Ja, is dat de deur? Dan krijg je het hoge hele Zuidwijk. Dan ben je dit gekregen.